Hello and welcome to Early Late Nights, the show with the host whose hairstyles come straight out of a Skyrim character creation. Damn, I'm good looking. Welcome to tonight, the Friday episode of Early Late Nights. There is plenty in store for you tonight. This is the Explosion Network's weekly, bi-weekly, 2 times a week, I don't know, twice a week gaming news show right here on twitch.tv/Explosion Network with me, your host, Ciaran Marchant. Normally we jump right straight, definitely right. I am all over the place already. We jump straight into the news of the show, but first I want to take a moment to say thank you and to remember Total Biscuit. If you haven't heard, John Total Biscuit Bain has passed away today. So the gaming community and the gaming industry is mourning over him. Many people are sharing their best favorite memories with Total Biscuit. So he's an inspiration to everybody who's getting into games media and games reviews. And we here on the Explosion Network want to say thank you to him and wish the best for his family and friends who are going through a pretty rough time now. So thank you very much. But our show must go on. And I'm starting off with something that I'm so excited about, people. Woo! PlayStation has finally, right? No, none of this crap. None of this crap where it's all over the place. None of these wide, crappy controllers. PlayStation's getting a good elite controller, everyone. Woo! I'm Ric Flair on cocaine. No, that's really bad. No, that's not. No. Anyway, if you haven't heard, PlayStation has announced that they are working with a company called Scrub, something like that. Scruff. That's it. Fucking Scruff. And to create their very own elite controller. And boy, oh boy, am I excited. It looks fantastic because it looks just like an Xbox controller, and it's the best. So finally, PlayStation has got together with Scruff to make an official Elite controller for the PlayStation console. It's going to come in both wired and wireless variants, both with, of course, the wired version being a bit cheaper and the wireless version being a bit more expensive. It's probably going to hit that $200 price range, much like the Xbox Elite controller, which probably one of the most fantastic controllers to really ever exist. I love the Elite controller. The Xbox Elite controller is fantastic. To see the beautiful PlayStation Elite controller to come out in all of its glory, to look a lot like that Xbox controller, to even go so far as to fixing those goddamn analog sticks. I'm excited. I'll probably wait a little bit for reviews. It is, when I say $200, it is $200 USD, as Nick has pointed out in chat. So there is that. It's going to be a bit expensive, but I'd probably buy it because it's going to be comfy, and I really hate the normal joysticks on a PlayStation controller. But that's not all I wanted to talk about in this moment. I'm just going to check my notes. Right. It says freak out. I think I got the freak out covered. I freaked out enough about this. But then also this week, the new CEO at Sony or at PlayStation, Kenichiro Yoshida, announced there's a 3-year plan to focus on the PlayStation 4 for the oncoming services for the PlayStation, where it's going to be more focusing on services they can provide rather than hardware. With the way the plan looks, the Sony are admitting that there's going to be a profit loss, they believe, in the 3rd year before the PlayStation 5 comes out, which is completely normal. Completely normal for gaming hardware developers to take a loss in the year leading up to their premier console being released again, because people start saving up, their console starts winding down. It's pretty normal, but it's interesting to see that there's another 3 years on the lifespan of the PlayStation 4, which a lot of people were speculating that the PlayStation 5 could show up at E3, even though Sony's already come out and said, hey, we're not showing any hardware at the conference. People are still speculating. So that's kind of put that to bed. I don't think we're going to be seeing any PlayStation 5s or any hardware like the PlayStation 5 for a little bit. which I'm pretty happy about. I think there's a lot of, there's still a lot of room to grow and move with the current generation of consoles. I don't think regular console changes are really necessary anymore. They've already done the upgrades with the PS4 Pro, and moving through that way. As long as they continue to properly update for the PS4 Pro and support that console, I think they're fine for the 3 years, and they're looking at it really reasonably. They're not trying to push themselves too far. They're taking it slow. They're really managing their time. They're already in a fantastic position. So PlayStation, you're all up for grabs. Go take your time, organize yourselves. But I think it's a fantastic move by them to really process what they're doing and put it down a decent business plan. Moving on to story 2, and you've definitely seen this. There is no way you haven't seen the blow up that has been Battlefield 5. And when I say blow up, in both good and bad ways. So if you weren't around Wednesday, or if you've been living under a rock, as I always say, Battlefield 5's reveal trailer came out. The Battlefield series is going back to World War II in the latest installment of the franchise. With it came a whole bunch of information in stories that I really liked. It's going to, as always, they're riding that wave of we're going to have a single-player campaign. They're going to continue the treatment of the war stories, which, on one hand, I really like, because I really enjoyed the war stories from Battlefield 1. On the second hand, I'm kind of like, you could have gone for a whole campaign, but cool. Let's continue this war stories. Let's continue to build those. DICE have already come out and said there's no premium pass for this game. This game is being used as probably a fixer-upper from after the events of Battlefront 2. We're going to be seeing a lot of, PR movements going here from EA and from DICE. Especially in the case of there's no loot boxes at all. There was speculation there was going to be cosmetic loot boxes in the game. Nah, none. Fucking none. None whatsoever. So they've already come out and said there's no loot boxes in this game. There's no premium pass, which is fantastic. It's good to see that content grow and build. It's good to see them trying to fix the mistakes that was Star Wars Battlefront 2. But also, the internet lost its shit. The internet lost its shit, and Nick has said in chat that it's absolute garbage. Mutilated Piggy 1, hey, how are you going? Nick said I didn't mind the trailer. It's not fantastic. It has weird moments. There's a fucking cricket bat involved with barbed wire. As it literally just came up as I said that. It's an interesting... For me, it's interesting. But the internet's lost its shit because there is a heavy female portrayal on the box art, on the cover art of the promotion for this. All through the game, there is a lot of female protagonists. And people are like, this is not historically correct. This is not. It's not historically correct. We're not this, we're not that, we're not this. And there's a point to historical correctness, because I understand both sides of this argument, because some people are seeing this as a social justice standpoint of, people are trying to, show women in more light in video games, which, why the fuck is that a problem? At all. Why is it a problem? Some of your favorite gaming protagonists are female. Lara Croft. Easy one right there. Aloy from Horizon. Another easy one there. Ellie from, why am I going... Oh, God. Oh, no, that's not a game I need to forget. The Last of Us. I didn't forget the name. No, that didn't happen. But some of our favorite protagonists. And now, Nick's probably going to hate me for this point, but Battlefield is in no way historically accurate, people. It's really not. Not in this... it tries to be, and it keeps historical points in general very within the forefront of the game, but it's not historically accurate. That's just the fact. The fact that in the game you have moments such as a normal trooper being able to jump in a plane and fly it around. That doesn't happen without hours and hours of experience. There's so much in this game of being able to, a character being able to pick up any weapon and use any weapon. I did not forget the name, actually. You'd be able to use any weapon because not every soldier would be trained in every weapon. There's so much of this game that frustrates me, and to see the general outroar from people to say, Oh, it's not, you got females on the cover. You don't need that. You don't need that. Why does it matter? Why should it matter? Battlefield is not a historically accurate game. It's a game that we enjoy and we use to remember the history period, but it's very changed in itself. It alters the things it needs to alter for the gameplay. So just let there be women in Battlefield. I don't understand the problem. Shout out in chat or tweet at me at your boy Ringo if you have a definite problem with this. But I don't think it's that bad. I don't know what's your problem. To be perfectly honest, I don't. You can just go screw it, Jay. Go screw it. But other than that, I'm interested in Battlefield 5. I think some of the story from Battlefield 1 I think was fantastic. Others I wasn't. So I'm hoping they flesh out the stories a bit more. They use them more as, well, less as training for different classes and more to tell different missions and tell different characters' point of views. But we'll see that grow. We'll see how much more EA and DICE go through to try and fix their public image with the rest of the world, because boy, is it fucked. The old standard issue British katanas. Exactly. Standard issue. The British always use katanas. They don't care. They do what they want. They're Brits. They probably stole the katanas because we steal everything, apparently. Anyway, moving on to our third topic for the show. If you haven't seen, or if you've ever been a part of the PC community, if you're not, you definitely are missing out on Steam. Steam is a fantastic platform. It's a little known platform, little thing that people like to be involved with. And everybody's used to the Steam sales that are freaking crazy. The Steam sales in general are just crazy as all fucking balls. You buy some random ass shit. Every sale that comes out, I buy another different copy of Skyrim for my PC. You grab bargain random games that you're like, oh, that's totally worth $2. Oh, that's totally worth $10. And you generally get involved. And so currently, or this weekend and over the next week or two, Steam's doing something really interesting. So Steam's coming out with a spring cleaning sale. Doesn't make sense here in Australia. It doesn't make sense because we're going into winter, but whatever. Spring cleaning sale currently going on, but it's not a sale. Other than there are currently 9 free games with a range of games that I'll post in the description link where you can go find them. But it's a event that is all about playing the shit that you bought that you haven't played yet. So every day there's going to be daily challenges and tasks for players involving different games that they have minimal to no playtime on, that they've got in their libraries to play some of this game today, and you'll get some points towards I think it's just a badge on your profile, but it's a really interesting initiative. Going forward, there's also challenges based on go back and play the first game you ever bought on Steam. So for a lot of people, that's going to be Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike Source, maybe even Gary's mod, Team Fortress 2. A lot of people are going to be going back to those old games and maybe jumping into them and having some fun. So it's going to be interesting to see what people get up to. Those games that you bought and you had full intentions of hanging out with, putting some time into, you now have the reason to. Maybe it's even a game that you put a good 10-15 minutes in and then never went back to, and it's going to come up and bring it up as a challenge one day, which I think is a fantastic idea. It's going to be shit for your downloads if you download a new game every day and you don't have a freaking unlimited cap. But it's a really interesting idea for Steam, because as computer players or as Steam users, a lot of us just buy shit for the randomness of it. A lot of us buy just random products for, we just buy games because it's on sale. One of my first Steam account has so much shit on it that I don't even know. We buy humble bundles that have so many games in them that there's no way we're going to play every game in that bundle. It's really interesting to see Steam come out and do this and really understand their audience and really understand the community, and be interesting to see how this affects other retailers, how it affects other digital marketplaces. Maybe Sony and Microsoft come out with this. It's always nice to see stats. It's always nice to be like, hey, this game you only play for like 2 hours. Go back and play it, Go back and jump into it. So go check out. If you've got Steam, if you've got a PC, go check out what games you need to go back and play for your goals. Now, for the tidbit of the show, is an interesting one. It's something I get to bitch about. Because if you like Explosion Network content, if you have ever been a part of our streams, a part of our podcast, you'll know I fucking hate Death Stranding. I don't hate, not necessarily the game, but the promotion that is used for this shitting fucking whatever this is. Can't even call it a game because we're not seeing the gameplay. We've now seen 3 different fucking cinematic trailers of this. Nobody has an idea what this game is. It's freaking ridiculous. It's all over the shop. It has Mads Mikkelsen in it. It has Norman Reedus in it. Hideo Kojima's there. Freaking Guillermo del Toro's there. Part of me just feels like, let's just chuck all my friends in there. But in a Japanese accent, I don't want to be, fucking wrong or anything. I have some respect sometimes. But so it's come out this week. There's been a couple different interviews with Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus that have come out from this game, from doing mocap for the game, trying to talk about the game and explain the game. And what I think of what they've said is nobody fucking knows what this game is still. Mikkelsen has commented several times about how he's had to have the game re-explained to him or whatever's going on re-explained. The style of mocap they're doing is very different to normal mocap, where the cameras are much more attached to the actors' bodies and faces in different positions. It's interesting to see. And so it's been said in a recent interview with Kojima himself that the game is all about global player collaboration. The fuck does that mean? It's all about global collaboration for players. Which, when you think about it, could be extremely interesting, but right now we don't know anything about it. It's just, things that have been said about this game is it's all about sticks and stones. Or sticks and string, I think, and connecting them all up. Which links back to the collaboration of maybe that symbolizes people being connected in the game. The game itself, you always only see this one baby being passed between different characters. What is the point of this one baby being passed away? I'm currently getting abused in chat by Ashley and Nick for my hate of Kojima, and apparently this promotion is all part of the meta game. Apparently if I don't know, I'm not meant to know. But, that's the thing. And it's interesting when you look back at Kojima. Kojima always has an objective with his games that are subliminal and not obvious. Not all the time. So, I can't remember the name of the game, but he made a 3DS game early in the 2000s, at some point. And the game came with this light detector thing, light sensor. And so the game was leveling you up by being outside. It was trying to get you to be outside more, in the fresh air. Fucking didn't fool us, did you, Kojima? Nah. But that's what its objective was. Metal Gear Solid 5, even though it had a really bad Metal Gear story, had this interesting thing, and I don't know if you saw this, but the multiplayer of that game was all about players building up to a point where they all load nuclear weapons. And you had, as soon as you built a nuclear weapon, Venom Cape became Demon Venom Snake, I believe. It's all, you get this demon thing because it's the bad thing, but the aim of the game was for everybody online to agree to deactivate their nuclear weapon. And once everybody did, there is a special cutscene that played. And that was Kojima's purpose, really, for that game, was to come out and say, okay, we're going to, talk to the world about the current nuclear crisis that's going on. About everybody having nuclear weapons, and is there a point where humanity can come together and everybody deactivate them? Can it be done? Is it a thing? There was communities created in the Metal Gear Solid 5 game franchise of people trying to get everybody to deactivate their nukes, to talk to people who still had them activated and get them to deactivate it so they can achieve this goal, which overall is really interesting. So is the game going to have something like that involved? I guess so. Kojima is such a... I would almost call him an artist. I'm going to give him some respect. I'd call Kojima an artist when it comes to how he deals with interviews. But also, he is just a misleading douchebag. Yeah, I said it. He's just misleading sometimes. And he goes through these things and it's all part of the game. It's all part of the meta. Nick loves it, Ash loves it, Dylan loves it. I'm a Grinch when it comes to this shit. Just stop showing me the game. Give me the fucking game. So I'm going to be seeing... Nick's now telling me that there's no such thing as Metal Gear Solid 5. There's Metal Gear Solid V, The Phantom Pain. Apparently it's fake news. I don't care, Nick. If you wish to see me in chat, please join us. Because see these two abuse me, because you don't know if you're listening to this afterwards. It's a sad thing. Please come save me. But back to my point was that he's such an artist, because the way he talks about it is his influence on the game. Or at the minute he's been talking lately about what's his legacy to leave now that he's turned 50. What's his legacy on the world to leave? Which is an interesting point. Can you leave a legacy through a video game? Of course you can. Of course you can. We're already seeing that with the creators of Mario and Zelda. We're seeing that through the different people that are coming up through these gaming developers and making names of themselves and integrating themselves into gaming culture. So I appreciate to see the different levels of it. I appreciate to see the overall, how it comes together, how it can be brought together. I don't know how it's gonna fucking... I don't know what it's gonna be. I have no idea what this game is, and if you ever tell me you know what this game is, you're fucking lying. You are lying to me. You just are. What do you think about Death Stranding and all the videos we've seen? Tweet at me at your boy Ringo. Come yell at me in a stream. Leave a comment down below in the YouTube comments. Because it's an interesting fact. It's an interesting game. I'll give it that. It's intriguing. I hate it still. But I'm interested to see how it is a global collaboration. How is it going to make gamers work together for an objective? Hey, we've got another 3 years to speculate, so fuck it, who cares? Moving on to the Gamer Spotlight of the week. And I'm not doing a Gamer Spotlight this week. Before I go there, it's just been noted that Ciaran's opinions on Hideo Kojima do not reflect those of the Explosion Network. Happens every time, people. Happens every time. Why are my opinions... I won't go into it. But, so the Gamer Spotlight, in memory of Total Biscuit, I just want to ask everybody who watches, who listens, to go out there and leave a comment, or be a part of a channel, or tweet at somebody in the gaming industry, in the gaming media's industry, in the Twitch streaming communities, in the YouTube streaming communities, whatever you do, whatever you watch, just go leave them a thank you. Go say hey. Go put a smile on their face, because they deserve it and they're working hard to do that for you. So say thank you to them. Give them, some of your time to sit down and watch your content. Maybe find a streamer that doesn't have anybody streaming, any viewers at the moment, and just hang out with them, have a chat to them. Make them feel appreciated, because everybody should feel appreciated. And I think even though some of Total Biscuit's opinions was controversial at times, or he didn't fit the mold of what some people thought a gaming reviewer was, he still did fantastically by his community. So thank you very much again, Total Biscuit. Thank you to you, the audience members of Early Late Nights. It's been fantastic once again to hang out with you, chat with you, tell you random bits and pieces of my crappy opinions, apparently, that do not represent the Explosion Network. But hey, who knows? Who knows what you do? If you've enjoyed the show, please give us a follow. Hit that follow button. Maybe even chuck a subscription. Jump in chat and say good day. If you can't watch us live, when we're live every Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. On twitch.tv/Explosion Network, please check us out every Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. All good podcasting services, as well as youtube.com/Explosion Network, where the VOD goes up. You can hang out, leave me a comment. If you're listening via podcast, leave a review. Give me them 5 stars. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you think about the show. Always could provide feedback and community. I am on Twitter at your boy Ringo, or if you want to go chat with the Explosion Network channel at Explosion Pod, we have a whole wide range of fantastic content for you to check out with Tales of Theldon, Top 5 with Nick, What Do You Want to Watch just came out with me in it. I'm fantastic in it, I promise you. And thank you very much for joining us here tonight. If you're here live shortly, I will be starting Detroit Become Human. So I'm excited to do that. I haven't touched the game at all yet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on it on Tuesday as well as during Platinum Explosion, I'm sure. But at the end of each and every episode, we end with 60 seconds of media madnesses where I go through some news stories that I've missed, or just haven't had time to talk about in the show, or just some interesting little pieces of information that I thought was cool, but not worth a whole topic or a whole news story. So, thank you very much for joining me. Let's go. Okay, so, Kulv Taroth returns tonight in Monster Hunter. He was like the Great Dragon, I think. So he's going to return, he's going to fuck some shit up, get together with your friends and do it. I think he was the massive, like, 12 or 16 person raid. So, go do that. Apparently, somehow, there's a new Leisure Suite Larry game in the works. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work in the freaking PG world that we now live in, but hey, whatever. Fortnite is going to be at E3. They're probably going to show players playing Fortnite. They're probably going to announce some crazy shit. Okay, sure, be there. Rabbids. This has fucked one of my E3 predictions, but Rabbids has announced some Donkey Kong DLC coming to the Rabbid Kingdom game, with Sunset Overdrive as well coming to PC. And what would the show be? What would the show be if it wasn't for without Overwatch? We will end with Overwatch is getting Lego, everybody. Overwatch is getting Lego. See you then, GG. Well played.